as they expect it to, and that these snares are being lined up properly.
I tell you, line is pretty good, Conrad.
Okay, snares fully open. All the snares are in the grooves.
Taking a look down at Atlantis' half-empty payload bay now that Express Logistics Carrier number 1 was removed from there yesterday and installed on the station. You see ELC-2 back there at the back. That will be installed later on in the mission. Today's spacewalk still continuing ahead of schedule. Bobby Satcher is continuing to work out near Kibo, lubricating the robotic arm and the snares inside that robot arm. And Mike Foreman is working on the area of the station in between where the U.S. and the Russian segments join each other, right there at Zarya and Unity.
Okay, so I got 2 o'clock inner. Both of those bearings had good mobility, same as the others. Get the snare back in the groove.
All right, the next call out, Bobby, is pack the grease using the gap gauge as required.
Okay, the grease looks good.
If the grease is good, then clear out the work site and we'll get the snare checkout going.
My tools and tethers are clear to work site. You have a go.
Jim RMS, you got to go for snare checkout.
Copy, go for snare checkout.
And Dr. Satcher, our friends from JAXA would just like to say, domo arigato gozaimasu.
My pleasure. Moving away from the Jim RMS.
Okay, now you're going to go ahead to the wire tie that's on the 2125 booty that's on the P181 connector.
Mike Foreman's going to get started on this S0 cable connector now while Bobby Satcher gets off of the station's robotic arm.
Wire tie in the trash bag.
Okay, and the light door's open.
All right, you're going to go for that T8 clamp on the J181 backside cable inside the truss and release that.
Okay, that's released.
And Mike, now you're going to demate the backside of J181 connector from the A145 panel.
Demated.
Check for good pins, EMI band, and no FOD.
Good pins, Wheelan. EMI band, no FOD.
Thank you, Mike. Now you're going to mate that backside J181 connector to the connector adapter.
Okay, complete, Conrad.
Excellent, Mike.
So good news for Mike Foreman as he successfully attaches this adapter that will hopefully connect these 2 cables together. This adapter that he's putting between these 2 cables is basically had the threads removed, if you can imagine that. It is designed to be sort of a generic connection between these 2 cable connectors.
Okay, fail thrown.
Captain Mike Foreman, U.S. Navy retired. He's made a lot of people very happy.
Great job, guys. Thanks.
Awesome.
Mike Foreman there successfully completing the connection of these 2 cables on the S0 connector panel.
Put that over the connectors in the adapter. Make sure all metallic surfaces are covered by the connector insulating sleeve.
Inlet.
So now he's going to make sure that everything is closed up as expected to put some insulator sleeves on these cables. This work that began on STS-128 with Chris Fugelsang and Danny Olivas now complete. All of these cables being set up and ready to go for the arrival of Tranquility on STS-130 early next year.
This is Mission Control Houston, 4 hours and 31 minutes into today's first of 3 spacewalks for the STS-129 mission to the space station.
Go ahead and stay on.
Spacewalkers Bobby Satcher and Mike Foreman moving hand over hand out over the starboard side of the International Space Station's truss structure to get ready for a get-ahead task, which will be deployment of a payload attached system on the Earth-facing side of the truss structure.
Hey, comrade, my airlock carrier's on 3215. Hooks closed, gates locked. Wheels unlocked.
Excellent, Mike.
3217, hooks closed, gates locked, and Urcum's unlocked.
Copy. Mike, since you guys are so close, would it be better just for Bobby to hand you the crew lock bag at this time?
Yeah, why not? Sure. Ready for it. Got it out of it? Oh. Okay. Hang on. Copy. Standing by. Okay, I got a red on it. I'll get mine.
You guys are doing great. Very nice transition on this unscripted, but well-planned and well-rehearsed EVA task. Yep, good work.
Thanks, comrade. You too.
These are a lot nicer when you can look through S3.
Doing a good job planning on the fly.
Mike Foreman getting ready to break the torque on 4 bolts that hold this clevis bracket in place. Once the torque is broken, he'll be turning those bolts 10 turns each and then deploying the bracket. This is a look from Foreman's helmet camera as he gets into position for the work with the bolts. He'll use a electronic drill pistol grip tool to loosen the bolts.
I don't see it.
Bobby, can you try actuating your power button on your 3VS?
Here, Bobby. All right, next to each other, Mike's going to do it.
Brilliant.
There you go. Good. Okay, comrade. Retrieve the tip pins next.
All right, Bobby. The second ADP is on the inside of the structure. Inside the platform.
That's already done. So.
Okay. All right, next thing, Bobby, is we have you go over to that outboard side and you go for the Sarge launch bolt.
Good.
That's going to be the...
This is the view from Bobby Satcher's helmet camera. As,
Yep, so you should be able to do it by hand, 3 turns counterclockwise.
as he gets ready to remove the first of 2 braces that are holding the payload attachment system solid in the truss structure.
Yep, just enough to break the torque, Mike, and then we'll go ahead and start cranking on the bolts.
Station in Atlantis on the big loop. You now have the restriction on exercise. No exercise at this time.
Atlantis copies.
In case you're thinking